Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video we're at Rotherham Golf Club. It's a cold Monday morning and we're going to be testing what I bought on the second-hand market as a reasonably priced forgiving hybrid club. It's the COBRA F9. This cost me £40 off eBay. If you're not subscribed to the channel, we've got a Sunday series where we're building a forgiving set of golf clubs on a reasonable budget. We're not going for the cheapest, we're going for a balance between quality and performance and value. And this one at £40 for me is an absolute steal, and I can't wait to test this today. We're going to put it head to head with my current gamer, which is a fully custom fitted club, would have cost about £300. And I've also got an 11 hybrid, which is, renowned for being a really forgiving club. Obviously, probably not got the major brand, I don't know if you call it major brand of COBRA, but certainly it's got the reputation as being major forgiving. So we've got three clubs to kind of hit alongside each other and just see what differences there is and how they feel, and help give you some feedback if you're in the market for a forgiving hybrid this year. Right, so I am fully warmed up. It's not my first shot of the day, and I'm firstly going to start by hitting my own hybrid. We've got the Swing Caddy SG4 just to give us a little bit of data. I'm teeing these three shots up. So we're going to have a look firstly what they're like off the tee, and then we'll play some off the deck as well on the par 5, our next hole. So this is quite a small compact head. Obviously this is more of a core version head, I would say. It's not the most forgiving, but it'd be interesting just to sort of have a look at distances and ball flights. A little bit stronger in loft as well, 19 degree. So that had a lot of punch to it. 214 yards of carry, very penetrating ball flight. I wouldn't say it were easy to launch. It's come out like a bit of an iron trajectory. Let's see what our most forgiving club's like. The COBRA. What's it going to be like off a tee? Is the ball flight going to be, controlled? Is it going to balloon up in the air? Which I've gone for a 21 degree. Because I think if you're going for a forgiving hybrid, the last thing you want to do is go too low in loft and make it too hard to hit. So I always say this with newer golfers: stick to a 3 or a 4 hybrid. Don't get too greedy. I mean, straight away, this looks so much more appealing. I'll show you this. I can see the loft, I can see the grooves on the face. There's a bit more of an extended back on the club. It almost sits in a way that it wants to hit the ball high and up. That it's like tilted so that the back of the club's low to the ground. It's getting you sitting that club like into a position where you want to launch it. Yeah. So it's 218, it's gone just as far and it's weaker. And I think that's because it's obviously got a better trajectory. It's carried, wanted to stay in the air a little bit longer. I'm looking forward to testing these rails as well off the deck. But I tell you what, it went on a little bit of a higher flight. It gave me more confidence, putting it down at the ball. I think it's going to, this one's going to have something to beat now. The 11, which, these are flying off the shelves because a lot of people are switching into more hybrid irons now. And 11 do a fantastic set of hybrid clubs from sort of pitching wedge upwards. So for you guys that struggle with irons, these are a great alternative. But how good are they in the longer clubs when you get to sort of free? And is it going to be any more help than, just a normal, traditional forgiving hybrid? Let's see. I'd expect it to go further because it's stronger. But how easy is it to hit? Ooh, that's definitely gone higher than all of them. And again, so for such a strong club, that's actually managed to launch really high. So that's a good thing, because obviously, like, higher handicappers struggle to get the ball up off the ground. So for 18 degree, I weren't expecting that to launch as high. So that's a fantastic, sort of launch. So a little bit of bad news. We never found the one that I hit with 11. I think it just came down that high that it must have plugged. So 2 more tests to go. We're going to try the fairway, and then we're going to try the semi-rough. They're the 3 sort of lies I'd anticipate you guys playing a hybrid from. So, second shot on this par 5. We're going to start off with a PXG. which now having played the Cobra and the 11 would be my, well, it wouldn't be my preference, put it that way, because it's not quite as easy to launch. But in fact, let me get launch mode down, because I think this is where it might go a little bit further. Oh, that was a lovely strike. Nice and high as well. 211 carry off the deck. I'd be happy with that. We'll move into Cobra. I want to see if I can feel anything with these like rails on the back, you know, to see if it does make much difference with the ground. There's one thing I would say about this club. It's certainly I think because you can see the face that much, being a 21 degree, it does appeal a lot more for that club that, you know, you need a bit of confidence with off the floor for your second shots. And obviously having that extended back, it really wants to sit down close to the floor, which makes you feel like, you know, you can lift it up off the deck then. Oh, that's rocketed. That went so much higher, and like higher in launch, and just the sound were nice. Didn't have as much punch to it, you know, the ball flight, so it's probably going to have not like rolled much, but to get up off the floor, absolutely fantastic. Right, the 11. I think this one for me, it's got the extended back on it, but being 18 degree, it just looks too strong. You know, I think this is where you'd have to sort of move into a fairway wood, really, potentially like a 5 or a 7 wood. You'd have to test them, but I feel as though this is just too strong, really, unless you just hate fairway woods and you're just trying to sort of sneak a bit more distance. Having said that, when I hit it off tee, it were easy to hit. It just don't look as easy. But it's solid. It's high. So very similar, 216 yards. Had no issue launching that. It flew way better than I'm expecting. That, for an 18 degree, is so easy to get up off the deck. But yeah, it's not really going any further than 21. That's the only slight issue. Although, where it might be going further is on the roll, potentially. Right, we're going to stick in the same order. What I would say, having just done this test, my hybrid's like more optimised for tee and fairway use. I'm now starting to think, you know, if you're going to put a hybrid in the bag, it's like so much more appealing if you just get one that's optimised for like deck, basically, off the floor. You know, I think once you try and combine a hybrid for tee and fairway, you completely lose that versatility. Like now, that is, I'm just going to have to show that angle. I have to pick the camera up and I've set it down. That just does not look appealing to me. I'm sure I can hit it and get away with it, but it does not look like I'm going to be able to get that up in air nice and easily. Right, we'll see. I mean, I would hit this club. This is what I would hit if it were in my round, so it's not enough to put me off using it, but having put it alongside them other two clubs now, it's like, you know, I'm not expecting a pure strike. I'm not expecting it to be perfectly clean. I just know it's going to advance more than a 6 or a 5 iron, so I'm going to use it. And yeah, it's clean enough. It's come out a lot flatter than I would have liked, you know, which I think will definitely cause me to not get as much distance as I potentially could have. Right, Cobra. Oh, I'm going to have to show you this, because this is where, you know, these more forgiving irons really do sort of give you that confidence. It gets tucked so under the ball. It's like the sole plate's just been designed perfectly to like get right under the ball and sit as close to the floor as it can. It's like the leading edge is almost like going underneath the ball, if you know what I mean. 40 quid. A lot call me Del Boy. This is why. And that is just monstered up into air. That, I've said it again, onto monstered. I don't know where that word's come from, but it's a towering ball flight. Probably a ball flight Sam wouldn't like. Sam would be saying it's not optimised, it's going to stall into wind, You know, because he's thinking more of an all-round club, but in terms of just getting it up off the floor, and I'll show you these divots afterwards as well, because that were a lot nicer divot than mine, because I think the interaction with the floor is better with that sole plate. Right, final one. The rocket launcher, the 18 degree, the loft that I would never advise a handicapper to buy, but maybe works if you're more intermediate, and maybe works if you're confident with hybrids. And I think on a dry summer's day, although it's only carrying the same as a 21, it probably would roll a little bit more. So there is a purpose for it, just not today when it's wet and cold. You can tell there's a bit more humph behind it. 220, so you know, they've all sort of gone within sort of 5 yards of each other. That one definitely come out flatter out of that lie. I didn't feel like it sort of got underneath the ball as much, but I think that's where you guys would have to use your common sense a bit and probably play more of a 4 or a 3 hybrid, something a bit easier to use. I think we bought a pearler. This could definitely be seen in my bag at some point this year. For a nice little go-to club. Safety club. Guys, I didn't realise camera was rolling there, a bit of self-talk, but I think I've had his pants down with that. If you're in the second-hand market this year for some golf clubs, come shopping with me. Come and tune into the Sunday series at 9 AM where we're building a set of reasonably priced, forgiving clubs, intermediate clubs and performance clubs to play with this summer, to challenge some of the subscribers, to challenge some other content creators and have some fun. Hope you're enjoying the videos, guys. We'll see you in a few days' time. Bye.